ordainers of destiny, when we
Mm-hmm.
talk about being ordained to do
Yeah.
things, there's always been the ordainers of destiny, and we really are that for our own lives.
Yeah.
I want you to delve into how we really can crack the code and manifest and see and create our own reality.
Absolutely. You know, in the ancient Sumerian tablets, there are these beings that they're not God, even though some of them masqueraded as gods, by the way. But they just had advanced knowledge. So to the people who didn't have the knowledge, they appeared to be godly or to be spiritual. But they were just very extremely smart people. And in my opinion, they were the ones that wielded some of the advanced technology that built some of these ancient sites that we see all around the world. And some of them call themselves the Ordainers of Destiny. Not all of them, but some of them call themselves the Ordainers of Destiny. And they would have this crystal tablet, believe it or not, which is just wild that they would have a crystal tablet because it almost sounds like an iPad or something, the way they talk about how it looked. And on this tablet, they would see potential future outcomes on this planet, this breakaway civilization they were creating here. And they would actually then consciously focus into each individual potential outcome and see what was going to happen in the future if they make a decision here, if I make this decision here, if I change my mind and do this over here, if I nudge this over here. What are the outcomes? Now, in science, in quantum physics, we know through the double-slit experiment that everything exists as a wave of potentials until a conscious observer collapses it into the illusion of solidity or solid matter. So we are co-creating reality by that method scientifically. Now, these people were using the same exact technique, but they were using it through spiritual consciousness, and they were actually collapsing the wave function by visually seeing what potential future outcomes were there. And when they found the one they wanted, they would then collapse it by setting a course of action towards that outcome. And so I came up with a formula based on that. It's called conscious thought multiplied by action equals manifestation.
Conscious thought
Multiplied by action
multiplied by action
equals manifestation.
equals manifestation.
Yeah.
So you got to think it,
Mhm.
then you got to put some action behind it,
Yeah.
but you got to have some belief towards it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you'll manifest it. And they knew this. So it's CT multiplied by A equals M. That's the formula, right? And so that's trademark, by the way.
Got him.
I trademarked it already. And so, but it's a real powerful formula because you can apply that to anything. You can
Yeah.
literally apply, I don't care what it is, if you apply that formula, you're going to get an end result. Okay, you're going to be better off than when you started if you apply that formula, and they knew this. And so I took that and understood that I literally am helping to co-create my own reality. That, you know, most people don't understand. We're co-creating as a mass, but on an individual basis, we have a certain level of control over our own reality tunnel. Most people are not aware of it. Our tunnels crisscross. So right now we're here together. Our tunnels have crossed, right?
Yeah.
We're here at this point in time, this temporal period. Our tunnels have crossed. I'll go on my way and you'll go on your way after this. So there's a certain amount of control you have over your own reality tunnel that gives you the ability to witness your own co-creation capabilities and powers. Well, the problem is most people want to create or manifest things in their life without the action steps. We've been taught just focus on it, just think about it. But the way that they're thinking about it isn't working because they're saying, one day I will, I hope I could, I wish I can. I'm not good now, but maybe one day it'll happen. That's not manifesting. That's hoping, wishing, and praying, and nothing's going to come out of that. You have to be direct with exactly specifically what you want. You got to know what it is and claim it. Just like it says in all the biblical texts and everything else, you have to claim it and own it. And when you think about the thing, you don't think about obtaining it. You think about it as if it's already yours.
Already there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a vision board course on our platform, and it's really, the vision board is really just the guide. It's just a guide. It's just a map. It's just a GPS on how to get to that specific thing. But when we talk about the action steps, give somebody, you talked about this in one of your interviews. You talked about like a car, right? They want to manifest a new car.
Yeah.
You say go test drive the car. You say go get in the car, understand the workings of the car, see it, feel it, believe it, like all of those things. What is that first thing that you would tell people to do?
I'll tell you one thing that I did, okay? I wanted to build a house. This is one of the first houses, well, actually is the first house I ever had built from scratch. Well, when I found the location of the land, I took a Tupperware cup, a Tupperware bowl, a small one, and I popped the lid off and I went to the land and I scooped up the dirt. and I put the lid back on top. And I left with that dirt in my hand inside of that Tupperware bowl. Took it back to my house and put it right on top of my desk where I work, right next to my computer, because I claimed that land. That land is mine now. I own this land. I already own it. Before I owned it, I had no idea how I was going to get the money, the down payment, nothing, the loan. Nothing was even close to being there. I mean, not even close. But I had the dirt, I had the soil from that specific location on that land. I wanted that piece. And through that process, again, I got the soil. I've claimed it now. Now I'm on my computer making my plans. And I'm coming up with all different types of ideas. What can I do? What kind of clients do I need to bring in? Here's the total amount I need. How can I reverse engineer this money backwards? What can I do to obtain contracts to help me get enough to put this down payment? So once I get the down payment, I'm going to lock it in. And I literally reverse engineered it, and I was able to get new clients. I had a marketing company at the time. Get some marketing contracts, get some prepayments and so forth, and close a couple of other big deals, and I was able to make that down payment. Once I made the down payment, I knew I was home free. I was going to get that loan. But again, it's that. But then when I came to my meditation process on this property, I've already got the soil. I've already claimed it. I'm doing my reverse engineering for my action steps. On my meditation, I'm not meditating on thinking this house one day will be mine. I'm meditating as if it's there. I see myself pulling up in the driveway, getting out. I've got a key in my hand. I unlock the door. I open the door. I walk in. I see it fully furnished, and I sit down on a couch, and I turn on ESPN to watch my updates. Right? So I'm living in the house in my meditation. I'm not hoping I can get it or focusing on one day it'll come be attracted to me. I've already obtained it in my conscious thought. This is the original platform. When we understand that the original platform isn't Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, the platform is here, the consciousness platform. And here, where the mind is multidimensional, we create everything. Without this multidimensional platform here, there'd be nothing here. There wouldn't even be a mic for me to talk into. Because somebody had to consciously envision this microphone in their mind, right? And that's up here in a multidimensional state. And then once they envision this microphone, they said to themselves, this would be a great tool to use for people to talk into, to project their voice and save their voice. And then from there, the person, if they thought about it enough, they've made it in their mind. They've made a multidimensional object. It collapses into 2 dimensions by drawing it on a piece of paper. And then they take it to a designer who puts it into a CAD, computer-assisted design, still 2D, even though it looks 3D, but now they can move it around, look at the angles and everything, and make sure they got it just right, and they take that data and give it to an engineer. The engineer brings multidimensional concepts from collapsed into 2D and brings it up into 3D, and now we have a 3-dimensional microphone that I'm speaking into now because an engineer learned how to stack atoms in a way, like Legos, that give me a tool that I can actually use to broadcast my voice. So the point I'm making is it all started as a conscious thought. And then action was taken, and now this mic is manifested. Man doesn't make anything. We consciously create in our minds, and then we take that creativity and we stack atoms like Legos, and we create tools that we can't make the atoms. They already exist. Right? They were already here. We can only stack them. But we're creating everything as we go. And if we didn't have that power, there'd be nothing here. We'd be sitting here. We wouldn't be sitting down. The chair wouldn't be here. Right? So we'd be under a tree somewhere butt naked. So people take for granted how much power we have in creating. We've created everything on this planet.
It's time to stop wishing and start doing. That's why I've created the Vault Empowers Vision Board course. This isn't just about cutting out pictures and hoping for the best. We're talking strategy, clarity, and taking action. It's a video course and a workbook to guide you step by step in creating a vision board that actually works. Go ahead and click the link to purchase my vision board course today. I mean, I love this because I think so often we get caught up in the minutia, right? We get caught up in these little things, right? The little things that become the distractions in our lives. But when we really understand that we truly are the ordainers of our destiny, that we are co-creators with the Most High God, to see everything that we say, our lives go to another level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, this universe, in my opinion, is imbued with divine energy, which is coming from God. And that divine energy is flowing through every single atom in our body. Scientists, not only did they find out that you can store information on DNA in a volume, which is incredible, a scientist named George Church took his ebook and replicated it 80 billion times and then downloaded it onto one drop of DNA. He converted the zeros and ones that made up the ebook into AC's, T's, and G's, which is read write for DNA. And then he dropped it onto the DNA. And then he converted it back from AC's, T's, and G's back into zeros and ones and uploaded it back to the server. So DNA is read write.
Is this the Matrix? Are we in the Matrix?
Oh, we're in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. I'm telling you, that's what my book is called, The Matrix Code Revealed. The Fractal Holograph Unit. The Matrix Code is revealed in my book. I'm telling you. It's real. And we are literally living inside of, we're part of a sophisticated divine program. Whether some people think that they take that up, I got blood. Yeah, but at the deepest level, you don't have blood. At the deepest level, there is no blood because your blood is made of atoms, and atoms are 99.9999% empty space. So there's not even any blood there. Matter of fact, there's so much nothing here in this realm. There's 8.3 billion people on Earth. If I took away all the empty space in the atoms from everyone's body, I could fit everyone into one sugar cube.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vault Empowers Talks.